I'm a huge Marilyn Monroe fan, and just to hear that Dr. Laszlo himself was, you know, a skin doctor to just, I mean, some of the world's most elite royalty, celebrity. I mean, it's, yeah, you kind of feel special. You're like, oh, you know, I have the same skincare line as Marilyn Monroe. Pretty cool.
I'm happy to say that we're on our 3rd generation of Erno Laszlo. And not too many people can say that about any product, you know. But you can with Erno Laszlo. And it's going to be a 4th generation, I'm sure. It's part of the family. But I always get comments about my skin. I can't say that enough, because it happens to me every day. A woman did it today. I mean, every day someone says something to me about my skincare. Not my skincare, but how beautiful my skin is. And I owe it all to Erno Laszlo. It wouldn't look like this, because before I started using it, it didn't look. But when you use the product, your skin just gets better and better and better. And people will say to me, you don't wear foundation? I don't wear foundation. I won't even touch it. I don't own any. And I'm like, no, you don't need it with Erno Laszlo. That's your skin. Yes, that's my skin. Erno Laszlo.
I think it's just that the products are tailored to each different skin type, and I've, you know, I've changed products several times in 34 years, and I always come back to Laszlo because I'm never satisfied with anything else. It's the best line of beauty care that I've ever known. It's definitely followed me throughout the years as my family has grown. I started using it when I was pregnant, and you know, now my son's 33 years old and I'm still using it.
We always have a joke in our family that we would go without food before we're going to go without Erno Laszlo. So that's right. She didn't just make that up.
No.
One of the things I particularly loved about Laszlo over the decades that I've used it is that as my skin changed, or the weather changed, or I was going on a trip and needed, for example, I went to the mountains one summer and I knew it was going to be very dry where I was going to be, I could go to a consultant and they could help me modify what I needed to modify. And in the past, before I had Laszlo, I would just jump to another product thinking that that would solve the problem. And so that's one thing I particularly loved about Laszlo, is there's always somebody there who is knowledgeable. I feel like it really is an addition to what you're paying for. Is more than just the product. And to me that makes it very worthwhile.
Well, there were 3 men in my life: Laszlo, Sinatra, and my husband. That really is what it amounts to. When I tell anybody that that I'm 88, they say, oh my God, you don't look a day over 70. I always felt very confident in the way my skin, my makeup, everything looked, because I get up in the morning and I look like any, you know, and when I finished, I say, thank you, Mr. Laszlo.
It works. You know, I mean, if something's effective, why stop? You know, I mean, I didn't set out with any plan to use it forever. It just kept on working, and my skin looked good, and people are always telling me I have nice skin. And as you get older, you think, oh, nobody's going to say that anymore, but they still do. So I think, okay, I'll just keep on using it. I mean, why wouldn't I?
I think the consultants in the stores are very helpful. They, you know, give you some insight on how to use the products. And I also believe that what he is trying to do in the fact of using some of the things that we find every day, such as the valuable elements in the sea, that are really the things that we need to be looking at and getting down to basics. And actually what he does is promote basics, you know, washing your face. And I am sometimes out of town and I have to share a room with a consultant, and they always laugh because the simple reason they hear me in splashing my face, and they've gotten to where it was 20 splashes here and 10 splashes there. But it does make a difference. I just find that you know, I can't, you know, it's sort of like I can't leave home without it. I'm going to take it everywhere I go. But I do think that it is I think it is the regiment. It is, I think that Laszlo knows what is good for your skin. I think clocking is wonderful, and looking at, you know, your oily zones, your dry zones, you know, tailor making your regime for you. And you're special in that respect, because it's all about what is good for your skin type and what's good for you and what's working for you.
Laszlo is a part of my life, morning and night. I start the day with Laszlo and I end the day with Laszlo, and it's become such a part of my life, and I just can't imagine women without it, or people without it, men and women. And it's a healthy part of my life. It's something I look forward to. People say, "Oh, don't you get tired of splashing?" No, I don't. I don't. I'm afraid not to. At this point in my life, I'm afraid not to. It's worked so well, and especially when you get compliments, and you know, people think you're younger than you are, and I get a kick when, even some of the people, some of the men at work, you know, they're much younger than I, much younger, and you know, they'll still, you know, pay attention, and I'll still flirt a little here and there. It's fun. It's fun.